The guests and discussions on this show are not endorsed by the show or show host. The content is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Nothing you hear is intended to substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, and/or treatment by a qualified health professional.
Welcome to Health Revolution with V, your integrative health adventure. Welcome to the Health Revolution with V show. I am V, Veronica, your hostess with the mostest, and this show is about all things integrative health. So it's very exciting for me. This is a passion of mine, and I will be bringing you all kinds of amazing guests. This is our intro show, our very first show, so I'm really excited for the guests that we have on today. I have known this amazing woman for many years, and her name is Christi Buck. And she had gone through a lot of trouble in the traditional medical system. And a lot of us have that story. You know, we go to doctor after doctor, just can't get better, can't figure out what's going on. And that happened to Christi, which led her to her passion. And the same way it happened to me and led me to my passion. And Christi is actually, I'm going to get all of her credentials correct because I don't want to mess it up. She is a functional and holistic registered dietitian and nutritionist. And she's also a certified LEAP therapist. What is that? Don't ask me. We're going to ask her. So welcome to the show, Christi. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, it's a joy. I can't wait. I'm so excited to interview you today.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your credentials.
So functional means basically you're looking at the whole person, looking for a root cause, thinking outside the box. Obviously, registered dietitian, most people know, or often people think of it as people that work in the hospital, in the kitchen. That was back in the 20s. That's not that anymore. Nutritionist, people know more of that category. And then a certified LEAP therapist is ongoing certification with food sensitivity testing and following a plan that will help so many things. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes. You know, these days, there are so many challenges. I know that I don't do gluten, dairy, no sugar. So I'm sure you see that a lot. Let me ask you, what is the complaint that you hear most often when you're dealing with your clients?
It's like you said in the beginning, it's the traditional medical system. And I'm not saying we don't need them. Mm-hmm. There's a place for them, but they're just not, they don't have the time. They don't have the resources. They don't have the education.
Yeah.
When it comes to, you know, they have basically an algorithm. You have this, you take this. You have this, you take that. But we're not digging in deep and finding the missing pieces of the puzzle, right? What's going on? Why is this happening? Why have I been to 15 doctors and, you know, put your body parts in the silo? You know, it's like you go there for this.
No one can figure it out.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, we don't know. There's nothing wrong. You're crazy. If I can tell you how many times I heard you're crazy when I was in my 20s and I was sick. And, you know, and I find too, as an integrative nutrition health coach, it all comes down to food, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's what we're eating. So
that's a big component. Yes.
What do you do that's different than most of the dietitians and nutritionists out there?
Yeah. And actually, you know, I use obviously my education as a registered dietitian, but I had to go past that. I mean, there's, you know, functional medicine training, which I'm not a doctor, but that's the term, you know, doing more holistic approaches, but basically my approach is looking at the whole person. So if someone is covered with eczema from head to toe, they've been to the dermatologist, they got their steroid creams, they got whatever else they said to take. Mm-hmm. That's a Band-Aid. We're not getting to the root cause. You know, what's going on? Always have to look at the gut. Yeah. Everything starts in the gut. So I do functional lab tests. I do, you know, obviously diet. Home, what's in the home? What are you exposing yourself to?
Oh, like chemicals?
Yes,
and
laundry
like
detergent, skincare. I mean, you don't really look at the ingredients on things. And there's like FD&C number 5 and things like that are banned in Europe.
Wow.
But they're still allowing them in the US. So, you know, there's just things that some people are more sensitive to, or they don't detox well. So we have to really dig in and look at that whole person, look for a root cause, and think outside the box. And not everybody's the same.
Oh, everybody's body is so incredibly different. You know, can you explain kind of what some of the kind of testing that you do? Can you tell them a little bit about that?
Yeah. So one of the tests I do, and these are all diagnostic tests. I don't believe in getting things online and sending it in because you don't know that they're a true diagnostic lab and they're really running the cultures like they should. Mm-hmm. Stool testing, looking at the whole DNA of the microbiome. So that tells us like 6 pages of things. It tells us so many things about what's going on in the gut because that is our second brain, our microbiome. So that drives our entire health. And again, this is case by case food sensitivity testing. I might do a organic acids test if I suspect just different chemical toxicities, candida, just different things like that. Hormone panels, which is that hormone panel is amazing. It's like, I think it's about 10 pages long. So it's just tying in a lot of things because there's correlations between, the different parts of the body and what's going on.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Well, and the microbiome, that controls the immune system. It controls the hormones. It controls everything.
Yeah, neurotransmitters. So that's our happy, people with ADD, autism, depression, that's where the neurotransmitters are made. So we have to go back and these gut and the brain talk to each other.
So can you share maybe just one, obviously not giving any names, but can you give like one of your coolest examples? Like, this person, I totally helped that person out. Like, you're just like, yes, that was a win. Tell me.
Yeah, there's been a few. I mean, when I first started, I did mainly just work with food sensitivities and diet, but I found that wasn't quite enough. I started really not digging into the root cause, what's going on inside the gut. Is something, you can pull out foods and you can replace them and things like that. But sometimes those sensitivities will go onto a different food, right? So I can actually think of two off the top of my head that had chronic diarrhea. One was a pilot in school to be a pilot.
Oh, man.
That didn't work out too well.
Oh, man.
So he was at wit's end. I don't know what to do. I don't want to quit school. I want to be a pilot. I can't have this condition with being a pilot. So he was, we worked on him. We did a bunch of work. He was very compliant. And that's the key. He was compliant. He did what he was supposed to do and he got the results and he's a pilot now. He's flying all over the world.
Too, is people, what y'all don't understand, you have to do certain things. You may have to give up certain things, and that's okay. This from the woman who had to give up pretty much everything that I ate when I was sick. We're talking 12 years ago. I had to take everything off my plate at once. And let me tell you, that was not an easy task. So, but you get better.
Right. And then the nice thing I kind of pride myself in is I don't take it away. I replace it. So for instance, we're just talking about gluten-free, dairy-free, right? Those are big, big items and really have to go back to what the animal's eating. But, even with like dairy products, there are so many good plant-based dairy products out there, that you wouldn't know. Obviously, you still have to make sure there's not the added things in there. Yeah. But you can still get your cheeses and your yogurts and your butters and all those things and still enjoy them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love there's been several coconut yogurts that I love. And they're so good. And you get the ones without the sugar because I'm like the anti-sugar nuts. Get that sugar out of your diet. Right? Anyone who knows me, like, they see me coming, they're like, oh, God, I don't eat this all the time. Yeah, right? I'm like, okay. Yeah. So on that note, what actually drew you into this? Like, what made this your passion?
Well, it was my own health history. I had IBS for over 25 years, probably closer to 40 that I knew of. So it been getting the same result. It's all in your head. Take this. It's all in your head. Take this. You're fine. Colonoscopy's fine. Everything's good. Just wasn't getting the answers. And I knew going back to my medical records as a baby, I was on antibiotics every month. So led me up for the perfect storm, of other issues. So that was, and my mother had Crohn's disease. So I was always wanting to specialize in gut health because I know that just drives everything.
It sure does. On that note, we're going to take a break so that you can go grab something healthy. And we do have a few commercials that we would love for you to listen to. These are the local people that make it possible for us to have this show for you. So we'll see you in just a moment.
Aapex Electric is a family-owned and operated, licensed and insured electrical contractor with over 30 years of experience. No job is too big or too small. With free estimates and a 1-year warranty, Aapex Electric is your premier contractor on the Treasure Coast. AAPEXElectricinc.com.
Have you been told that you need to cut way back on sugars due to a health condition? Do you find yourself struggling to give up the sugars even though you know your health depends upon it? If you answered yes, my online Hidden Sugars class is for you. Take charge of your health and visit eatingwithv.com and take the class.
This is Elaine R. Davis.
And Annette Robbins with the Real Team at ROG, Engage, and One Lux.
We are top producing real estate team on the Treasure Coast and proud supporter of V.
Contact us with any of your real estate needs or questions.
For more information, visit ElaineRDavisRealtor.com.
And let us be the key to your real life paradise.
Beach Bowls is a family-owned and operated cafe located in beautiful downtown Fort Pierce and St. Lucie West. They offer delicious homemade smoothies, bowls, sandwiches, and salads made with fresh food from local farmers. Visit beachbowlsfortpierce.com.
Welcome back to the Health Revolution with V show. And we are here with Christi Buck, holistic nutritionist and dietitian and certified LEAP therapist. So if you've been listening so far, you know she is amazing. You're going to want to reach out to her too and find out more about this testing. As we had the break, we were having a little chat about all these awesome tests. And you can't even imagine the things that are available to you without stealing your identity. It's awesome. So welcome back, Christi.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we still have so much to talk about. Tell me, what areas do you like to specialize in? Like, what are your specialties when it comes to dealing with clients?
Well, it's always been gut health, but as through the years, it's like everything starts there. I mean, the thyroid can start there, the hormones, dementia, heart problems, cancer. So really, I mean, a lot of people think, well, that's not my gut. It's the IBS, it's the Crohn's, it's the constipation, it's the diarrhea, it's the acid reflux. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, that's the areas I tend to have people come to me for. Mm-hmm. But as we look at the big picture, we look at the whole person, we see other things that are tied in. And it's kind of an aha for them. Oh, I didn't know that thyroid was related, how the hormones are worked through the gut and that sort of thing, because thyroid is a hormone.
Oh, yeah.
So to answer your question, yeah, it's really the gut. I mean, it's whatever is happening in there, but it's typically your IBS, your constipation, diarrhea, acid reflux, diverticulitis, Crohn's, colitis.
Yeah,
all those things.
Those major gut things.
Exactly. And then you'll find no one walks in and said, I have IBS and that's it.
Yeah, well,
I have chronic headaches. I have skin issues. I have joint pain. There's a whole list.
A myriad of symptoms that they don't know what it's coming from.
Right, because IBS is a syndrome.
Well, and Candida too.
Exactly.
Candida can create so many symptoms in the body you would never even, and doctors don't even look for that.
Well, what's interesting too is parasites.
That too.
Parasites hold on to everything. They hold on to bacteria, mold, toxins. And if you have the saying is, if you have a pulse, you have a parasite.
I believe
because
that.
we get our foods from other countries, and they do parasite cleanses twice a year because they know they're full of parasites.
Yeah, even here.
Exactly.
But yeah, a lot of people like eating raw fish. Eating a lot of pets. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I kiss my.
I know.
I kiss them on the face. All the time. I'll deal with that parasite. I'm not going to stop kissing those babies.
Exactly. And some aren't so harmful. I mean, everybody's different on how they respond to things too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, with the microbiome, like a lot of those bacteria and viruses are good for us.
Right.
It's just that balancing of that.
Exactly.
And so you help people to balance that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're looking at good bacteria. There's trillions of good bacteria. We're looking at how much we have of that, because that's like that's our gas in our gas tank. I mean, that's going to drive our health. Bad bacteria, which is an overgrowth, candida, digestion, parasites, leaky gut. We won't even get into that right now, but that's a whole nother topic.
Actually, we should get into that.
Okay, we'll get into it.
Yeah, because you know what? I did have leaky gut in the past. Mm-hmm. And that right there, that's a hard one to get rid of too. I mean, that takes a lot too.
It takes time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the right tools. It just takes time.
Yeah.
Because it didn't happen overnight.
Explain what leaky gut is.
So leaky gut basically is, it's the gut lining is very thin. It's as thin as the skin underneath our eye. And it just gets beaten up over time. Stress, gluten, alcohol, toxins, just different things will destroy the gut lining. It rebuilds, it breaks down, it rebuilds. After a while, it just totally just says, okay, I have a hole, basically a hole. And everything that should stay in the gut goes out into the bloodstream. And the bloodstream says, what are you doing out here? I'm going to attack you. Note, joint pain, skin issues, headaches, those sorts of things can display themselves because the antigens are attacking it, saying, what are you doing out here?
Yeah, the immune system comes in to fight. It's like,
right,
I'm here, who are you? What are you doing here?
Exactly, right. So we have to work on, obviously we don't do this through surgery, There's things we use to help seal those tight junctions and that gut lining back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of them was like a bone broth.
Well, bone broth's one.
Vera.
Yeah, there's many. There's some that work better than others, and there's some that work better for the individual. You know what I mean? Case by case.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Everybody is individualist.
Definitely.
Right. So bioindividuality is the whole key to integrative health is bioindividuality.
Yes.
So I love that you do. By the person, you don't have that typical medical protocol that to follow, right? Every single person is a unique individual to you.
Right. And just a side tip, even like acid reflux or GERD, 9 times out of 10, that is due to low stomach acid. Exactly, they're reducing it more.
Yeah, they keep taking
everything else, right?
all of their antacids.
Which just leaves this as a breeding ground for an overgrowth of bacteria of all kinds, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that it's low acid instead of, too much acid.
Right. And there's other reasons that can cause it too, so just different bugs, different bacteria will cause that acid reflux as well.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the more I learn about the microbiome, the more fascinated.
And more they're learning.
Yeah.
They're just learning so much. There's an oral microbiome, skin microbiome.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there in the gut.
It's amazing.
Right.
It's fascinating to me.
It is.
I know I'm taking a class right now on it, and I feel like I'll be a forever student of health.
Like you can't stop learning. Yeah.
Not like sickness care management.
Right.
Like health, total health.
Right.
And so, we were talking earlier, and you have something new going on. So why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, with my license, I was able to work with animals, and I love animals. I love especially dogs and cats. But what I found is there is actually a program that I've actually enrolled in that I'm working on my credentials for is a holistic pet health coach. Oh. So think about the rate of these poor animals, cats and dogs in particular, cancer, autoimmune diseases, arthritis, so many things. And I'm learning under a veterinarian that's actually teaching, she's Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine and functional medicine. So we're bringing it into a light of like more traditional, but also Chinese medicine, but functional medicine. So I'm bringing that all in to where I can help pet parents as well, because we love our pets.
Oh, I know. I'm in love with mine. Yeah. So that's exciting news there. Now, you'll help them with the diet of the pet as well?
It's basically, the course is all the systems, the body systems too of the animal. So, the diet, supplements, things that you can help. There's different products you can use for like even pets with arthritis and different things like that. There's a whole, it's basically like working with a person, but you're working with a pet.
Oh, we're totally picking that up.
Yeah.
We do have to take a quick break to honor our commercial sponsors, but we will be back in just a moment. We want to learn more about this pet stuff. We'll be right back. Is your insurance company telling you that you have to replace your roof? Neese Roofing is a family and veteran-owned and operated local business. Choose peace of mind and quality work with this Owens Corning Platinum Certified contractor. Join thousands of satisfied customers. Visit NeeseRoofing.com.
The Porch Factory is the #1 screen company on the Treasure Coast. Right now, we're offering screen repair. For $99, you'll get a screen inspection twice a year and first priority service if a storm comes. Enclose it so you can use it. Visit theporchfactory.com. That's theporchfactory.com.
At Your Body Bliss, our passion is creating handcrafted bath and body products for your entire family. From our hand-poured soaps and authentic Castile soap to incredible lotions and more, all made with ethically sourced quality ingredients. With love from our family to yours, yourbodybliss.com.
The Health Revolution with V Show is your hub for all things integrative, holistic, and natural health on the Treasure Coast. If you are in the natural health arena and would like to be on the show and or advertise with us, please visit eatingwithv.com and click Health Revolution with V. We are back for the Health Revolution with V show and my amazing guest, Christi Buck. We have now gone on to the animal conversation, which you all know I love to talk about. So we're going to get right back to it because I'm sure you all on the edge of your seat as well, wanting to know more about what's going on with these animals and her animal coaching that's going to be coming up soon. So welcome back, Christi.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get back to it. So tell me more about what's going on with the pet coaching.
So the pet coaching, once I finish up my certification, which hopefully will be in the next 3 months, basically we're going to work on it like a person in a sense. We're doing a full assessment. We're using Chinese medicine with the elements. So we have like fire element, earth, metal, and that really tells us too, personality of the animal, the type of food they should be eating, right? What's cooling, what's warming. It's just a whole nother way of thinking with traditional Chinese medicine.
That's exciting.
Also looking at the gut, right? Just
what
like
if you
people.
can't get, because we were talking a little bit about that. Like, I know that kibble's not good. I watched the Pet Fooled movie. I am not pet fooled, but they do have like a kibble with it's the freeze-dried raw. I cannot get these animals. They used to eat wet food, and good wet food. I don't buy them crap. They used to get the good stuff. They refuse to eat wet food now. So it doesn't matter what brand, what kind. Help me.
Now they like the freeze-dried? Is that what you're saying?
They like the freeze-dried raw. It has kibble and freeze-dried raw in there. But I hear bad things about kibble.
Well, kibble, yeah. So kibble's considered anything dry food, right?
Yeah.
Freeze-dried raw is different, but the kibble, and I know they'll talk, and I can't talk about brands, but they'll talk about certain ones that are just amazing, but it's really the packaging, all the byproducts. I mean, animals, especially dogs, are like wolves. They're meant to eat organs. So when they have beef liver and beef heart and all those sorts of things, the animal parts, because they will eat a whole animal, a wolf will eat a whole animal, right?
Yeah.
That's what the dog needs. And obviously the organic vegetables and the good oils and things like that are all in the not kibble food. The kibble is it's just filler. There's so many fillers. Yeah. So if you see animals like my daughter's dog has thyroid issues because of the kibble, I believe. A lot of it's the kibble. The water they're drinking, are they drinking tap water? We don't think about it. We just fill up their bowl.
Oh, heck no.
But all 200 chemicals in the city water.
My animals drink Berkey water. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They drink the Berkey.
Yeah.
But the kibble, I actually looked into this freeze-dried raw with kibble, and they talk about all of the, it's all crude protein and all this stuff. But you got to wonder, like, even with it's still like a dried. They drink tons of water too. But I always worry about that. After I saw the Pet Fooled movie, I was like, oh my God.
Well, I think it really depends on the brand. I think it depends on the animal, and you want to rotate your proteins. If they're eating beef all the time, you need to rotate that. And that's how we determine what foods that particular animal needs based on their traditional Chinese elements.
So interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah,
That's
is.
like the kata, pitta.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh
so having, and then knowing, what they need. So individualized, just like people, because the animals are all different. So they have different needs. But there's a lot we can do. So, and everybody loves their pets.
Oh, I'm so exciting. Well, I'll tell you what, let's tell them, like real quick, besides pets, your ideal client. Give me a real quick synopsis of your ideal client.
Not to say I don't work with everyone, but I prefer women because we're typically more compliant.
Yes.
We love our men, but women are usually more compliant.
Yes.
I tend to like to work with more that 35 to 60-year-old group, and mainly because, unfortunately, as we get older and we're that generation of being medically trained, but my doctor said sometimes it's like beating your head up against the wall. Like, I know the right answers here. I know what we need to do.
Right.
And basically people they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're ready to do whatever it takes. They've exhausted their resources in the sense of who to go to, which doctor is it this week, but knowing exactly, okay, I'm ready. I'm committed. I will do what I need to do. I'm going to trust the process.
Those are the best clients.
Yes.
Those are the ones we all want to work with. And instead of compliant, we're going to say women are more committed.
There you go.
We are not compliant. Not this woman, anyway. So, Christi, tell them real quick, how can they find you?
So the best place is my website, would be Vitality Wellness and Nutrition Center. So it's VWANC.com. And on there, I also have a free discovery call. So we can hop on the phone for 30 minutes and get an idea of what's going on with you. If I think we're a good fit to work together, learn more about me as well and how I work. That's the best way.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So VWANC.com is how you find Christi. And if you would like to learn more about Eating with V, Christi and I, she actually was on one of my Eating with V shows, and we made cheesecake keto fat bombs together and chocolate candy. So you can see that on my website, eatingwithv.com. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so much, Christi, for coming on the show. And we will see you on the next show next week. Thanks for joining.